That's the way it looks for us also. Mhm. Let me just call it my report. It was in the supplemental packet, if you don't mind.
Go to the supplement. Let's see. Go to this.
The supplement in here? Oh, there we go.
2 pages.
21 pages. Right?
12.
21.
And 12.
Supplement has 21. You're in correspondence, I think.
Bear with me a second, I can't get to it.
Got it?
I want to report on the status of applications for the finance director. The deadline for receipt of applications is this Friday. And I did a review of the applications today. We have a total of 9 people that have applied. There is a screening committee that I will assemble consisting of 2 members of the Selectmen, 2 members of the Finance Committee, a member of the school administration, 1 representative of the town administration, and I'd like to have 1 resident at large. The purpose of the committee will be to review the resumes and conduct an initial interview. As a note, the incumbent finance director is due to step down about October 15th, no later than that. So we're on schedule. However, I'm a bit disappointed with the fact that we've only had 9 people that have indicated an interest in the position to this point.
With respect to picking members of the Board of Selectmen, as I told you earlier, I'd like to participate in looking for 1 other member.
I would like to, too.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Greg, is it possible to tell us what you posted the job salary at?
Absolutely. The way the job was advertised, it said that the send letter of interest and salary requirements to the Human Resources Department. We did not specify. We said that the salary was dependent upon their job qualifications and experience.
That's really surprising. You only
Yeah,
have 9
that's
applicants.
really.
Could be summer months, people not paying attention.
No,
I think if someone's looking.
they'll pay attention.
They-
Yeah,
It was-
someone's paying
generally
attention, that's why
people
you
would-
have 9.
Municipal fields pay attention.
If you want to move on, you know where to find these ads.
There's another, in the MMA, there's a ad for a finance director position. I forget which town.
There's generally 1 or 2 in each
Oh, yeah.
issue.
Yeah, but we're posted on the online ad, so hopeful that we'll get additional interest. And if not, we'll forward the resumes on to the board. There could very well be some very suitable candidates, even though the number's not large.
Right.
You did the online ad with MMA?
We did.
As opposed to the hard copy?
Yeah, what they do is they don't publish a monthly issue for July and August. They do 1 combined issue. And what happened was the deadline for that combined issue, we couldn't make it. We couldn't make it for the printed copy because it was a combined issue with an early deadline. Typically what we
And
would do.
when's the next one?
They have an issue that comes out in September.
September?
Right.
Well, I know more and more people are using technology. I just know from my experiences in dealing with a lot of public officials, they rely on the paper copy still, quite heavily to flip through it quickly and see what's available. Again, I too am a little bit surprised that there's only 9 applicants thus far.
Especially where it was
Well,
a town nearby that had 84 not too long ago, a couple of months back.
let's screen the 9 resumes, and who knows?
Was that North Andover? Or Andover?
There's one of those
No,
towns.
no, it
There's
was,
Stoneham?
PBD?
I know Andover did hire a finance director not too long ago.
it was one of the smaller communities out over Danvers out in that way. Ipswich, maybe.
Wow.
They had 84. It was in the Globe or someplace I saw that. I think you may have seen it too, 'cause I think you commented.
Right, and I think,
Georgetown?
Bob, what you're looking at, what you're looking at should be in the.
Town of
the right page.
Sterling,
Sterling, right.
town of Hopkinton,
Hopkinton, that's the one I saw.
those are the two that range.
I did have an inquiry from someone, though, who was a finance director in another community, calling just asking about it. I don't know if he's applied or not, but I forgot to ask him. He heard it word of mouth through some other members of the association, finance directors or collector treasurers or something.
Yeah, we're advertised in the Mass Finance Officers Association on their website and the New England Finance Officers Association website also, so, we feel like we're in the right place, but it just
Yeah.
could be a time of year, but we're in all the special places that we wanna find the right people.
Well, if there, of the 9 people that have applied, hopefully a few more will come in. If there's nobody that's qualified based on, what we're looking for, we
Could be.
go at it again.
Could find the right person. If you don't mind, I'd like to move on to the next issue, which is I'm submitting a non-binding letter of interest in support of the Middlesex Regional Communication Center. There's been discussions between North Reading, Stoneham, Reading, Melrose, and Wakefield. Stoneham has been the lead community, and they are applying for a grant to undertake a feasibility study for a regional communication center that'll be part of the Middlesex County Sheriff's Office. I think it's a good thing. It's a ways off, but I think it does get to the board's goal of regionalism and looking at regional opportunities with other communities. And one of the things that's really unique for us is we have uniformed people that sit at the dispatch centers of both police and fire. So to the extent we can get those uniformed people out on the streets, benefits us and also benefits the people with police officers and firefighters. So it's not gonna be imminent, it's not gonna happen right away, but it is something that I think does make some sense going forward, and I'd like to at least keep our foot in the door. At some point, there'll be a decision that will need to be made in terms of whether we wish to participate, but that won't be until the feasibility study is completed. There was a note that I gave the board about the health insurance program, and the chairman and I had an opportunity to attend a seminar on the new health insurance legislation affecting cities and towns, and one of the things that we did receive was a proposal from our health insurance consultant about administration of our group health insurance plan for employees and retirees. And I have the proposal and I've read through it, and I think it makes some sense. There are tremendous responsibilities associated with the Human Resources Department right now. Vast majority of her time is spent on health insurance issues. She's an 18-hour-a-week employee, and I would gather to say that upwards of 15 hours a week of her time is spent strictly addressing questions relating to health insurance. And one of the concerns that I have is I think that we might do well to put this in the hands of a private company, someone who can administer it, who has knowledge of all health insurance issues, and more importantly, can be responsible to our employees and our retirees. I've looked at some of the costs involved. They're not outrageous. What I'd like to do is review the proposal in a little bit more detail with my staff and report that back to the board after I've had an opportunity to go through it in more detail. But I do think that it is something that may make some sense for us going forward.
Love the idea.
Keep in mind, it's a $5 million budget, and it's quite sizable. And a lot of the work that's done right now is fairly routine in terms of enrollments, changes in enrollments, sending out bills to retirees, collecting checks from retirees who pay on a monthly basis. A lot of those things can be done through a separate provider.
That approach is used in a lot of big companies.
Is it?
Absolutely. They outsource that to get the right qualified people to do that. It's unique. It is a unique
No, it's ever-changing.
responsibility, so.
One of the things I talked to the company about is, there are a couple of things I'm looking for, is having someone out in the community, I think is important. To just say that we're gonna have someone available by telephone or via the internet, I don't think is appropriate. It doesn't really address all of our needs in the community. So I'd like to have someone out here for some period of time. I can't tell you whether it's 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week, but we do need to have someone here.
I scanned that proposal.
Yeah.
The time that they're going to dedicate, was that time Here?
on-site.
On-site, okay,
on-site,
that's what I
on-site,
thought, okay.
The other thing that's not in their proposal that I was concerned about was what happens outside of those normal hours. And they've assured me that they're available for phone calls, emails, at all other times that they're open
Okay.
for business. So respond to those at all other times. I want them to be the primary point of contact for our employees and retirees. If you look through the proposal, you'll see that they're primary point of contact with the insurance carrier. And I understand that that's important, but from my perspective, I need peace of mind that they'll be the primary contact for our employees and our retirees, and they assured me that they would be.
Just to add to what Greg said, the seminar was extremely helpful.
That's good.
Very informative. The attorney, I don't recall his name now.
Moscas,
Yeah, something like
Demoscus.
right, is supposedly one of the highly ranked individuals in this whole legislation. And he went through it step by step. It's rather interesting. Hopefully, we don't have to go through that process this time around. But if so, I think, we've got a ton of notes and a copy of the presentation. And I think right here, it was emphasized, and it's right in the beacon here, health insurance rules due soon. So a lot of the very specific detail of the rules is still was subject to a little bit of interpretation during the seminar.
And I think those rules, preliminary rules, have just come out in
Yeah.
draft form.
Yeah, last week, I think they came out,
Saw them late last week.
Yep. last Thursday or
I
Friday,
haven't
I think
seen
they
them
came
yet.
out.
Okay.
Right.
I haven't gone.
And they had a
through
very short window for comments, as you would expect.
it by today.
Actually, last night at midnight. Just a note that the deadline for submission of capital items for the town meeting is this coming Friday. So at your meeting on the 22nd, I'll present my recommendations for the capital improvement plan. I'll then be meeting with the finance committee after that to also present those recommendations to them. And we'll look to tie everything up so that it can be included in our warrant.
And I
for
did
town
put it
meeting.
on the financial planning team agenda, so.
Thus far, fingers crossed, the requests are fairly modest. But we still have until
4
Friday.
days left.
We have until Friday. There is a,
We just added the flagpole, so.
yeah, found its way to the top of the pile, or top of the pole,
Top of the hill,
top of the hill.
top of the hill.
There is a meeting coming up with the Information Technology Advisory Committee. Selectman Yule was a member of that committee. We're gonna be discussing electronic document management. The emergency alert system, you recall a year ago, we went through the whole problem with notification of the public in the event of an emergency. Adoption of a townwide capital technology policy. And we also had a presentation made to the committee at its last meeting on digital town hall, and we want to follow up that discussion. So those are the subjects that we'll be addressing at the meeting.
Just a question on that.
Yeah.
I see here in the town hall, all the doors have a little black, I don't know, security. Is that part of this whole discussion?
No,
It's been there for so long, is it something we just don't have the money to finish, or?
no, that's the fob system, the key system to the building.
Yeah.
That was something that took a little bit of a break with our Public Works Director being out.
Okay.
We'll be getting it back together again.
I wasn't sure if that was part of your
No,
technology
no,
committee
this-
thing, and you guys were just waiting to get,
Nope. No, we're in pretty good shape on that.
they're gonna be obsolete by the time we get them running.
That's all right.
They'll still be,
They look good.
They'll
They
still,
look good.
they'll still be under warranty.
They look good.
All right, thank you.
And then,
Break in.
lastly is a negotiation scheduled with, Andover on our water agreement is scheduled for tomorrow. Thank you.
Questions, further questions?
I would like also an opportunity to brief the board in an executive session on a collective bargaining matter. So I would request that you convene an executive session for the purposes of collective bargaining strategy. Thank you.
Who wants to start, Mr. O'Leary?
Mr. Chairman, all of you have received in your packet a letter of resignation that I'd just like to read. It is with deep regret that I must tender my resignation as a member of the Hillview Commission. It has been my honor and pleasure to serve these many years. The work that I was part of, first as a Hillview Study Committee member and then as a Hillview Commission member for almost 25 years,